So welcome. Today I am joined by Shaline and Kristianah, who are finalists. Congratulations. You are finalists in the business category of the 2022 NLP Awards. So congratulations to both of you, and thank you very much for joining me today.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, very happy to be here.
You're very welcome. So I'm lucky. I don't take part in choosing the finalists. However, I do, of course, get to read all the nominations, and I've got your nomination in front of me, which reads beautifully. So I'd like to just read part of it back to you. They've worked in numerous government departments, shaped the delivery and legacy of the London 2012 Games, and have delivered campaigns to improve the lives of residents across London and England. In 2019, they started their communications consultancy, focusing on the public sector and areas that really matter the most, such as education and health. They are great examples of how NLP can impact your business relationships, as well as taking your life and your business to the next level. So, I mean, that's lovely to read, but do tell me a little bit more about you and the work that you're doing that's led to this nomination.
For sure. It's the thing is, you write about what you've done, and then it's almost like you don't hear it, but you reading it back to us, we can hear it now. Because it's not us saying it, somebody else saying it. It's like, wow, actually, you know what, we've done a lot. We've been busy.
You certainly have.
So
tell us a little bit more about that work, because you've obviously been nominated and you are a finalist in the category. So what have you done to lead to this?
So I think we need to start with how Shaline and I work first, because I think that's the interesting thing, and then the work that we deliver together. So Shaline and I are a strategic partnership, and what that means, we are two businesses and two managing directors who come together to deliver a breadth of communications and support work for organizations to really help them make a positive difference to the life of others. And that's what we're really focused on. So it aligns to our values, really about changing lives. And over the last, I keep getting my years wrong. I keep thinking it's 2021 and it's not, we're in 2022. And so over the last 3 years, we've worked on some really high profile things which are about benefiting people's lives. In the midst of that, we've had the global pandemic, which has impacted everyone. So, we've worked on housing initiatives, which is about ensuring that if you are a resident in a borough in London and you're renting a property, that your landlord will make sure that your property is in decent standards, that that you've got your gas certificates, your electrical certificates, that the property is free of vermin and other things. And we've worked with local authorities new government framework, so it was challenging. It was a process that hadn't been done before. So using our best practice, using our coaching skills to really understand what is it that was needed in this situation to work with the client to deliver that.
And I think that's the kind of approach we take to most of our clients. So we've had other clients as well. We've worked with a multi-academy trust. We supported them to go from having 4 schools within the stable of family of schools to 7. And again, it was working with the executive head and the CEO and all the head teachers within the schools to support them. The thing is, we coach them, but it's not about just the coaching, it's the conversations that we have that underpin that support, really. And we bring the NLP practical tools to how we work together and then how we work with them. So an example of that is we always use a clean setup every time. We found that's really supported how we work. But there are other tools as well. So the perceptual positions that we've used all the time. I'd say that feels to us almost like the cornerstone, and it is quite useful because for us, obviously there's 2 of us, so it's almost like one takes one position, the other takes the other position, and then we come together to get a different position to look from the client's perspective. So it really helps us to shape how we work and move them forward, as well as how we move ourselves forward. So,
and then during COVID, I think everyone was working on COVID in some way, shape, and form. And so how we took our clients on a journey, for example, the Academy Trust we worked with.
Yeah.
You've got 7 schools across 7 parts of England operating in slightly different ways. During that time was really, really vital to ensure that, you know, the staff felt safe and supported, that the families, some of them are quite vulnerable, had access to, you know, tablets or computers or food or beds, because actually the government wasn't supporting in a way that the schools felt they could have supported. So how we communicated and worked with the schools and the head teachers to engage with them about the support that the families needed, and then to tell those families that. So we used a lot of Miltons, I think, at that time. That was quite interesting in our newsletters.
Reassurance was key at that time.
Yes,
you know, everybody,
definitely.
you know, the whole world was, you know, unsure, and so to provide reassurance within that framework, you know, our tools were invaluable, I'd say, absolutely valuable.
Absolutely, absolutely. And as I said, I'm fortunate enough to have your application, your nomination in front of me. And you did some work with Southampton City Council. And what's written here is, again, Kristianah and Shaline identified that the council was carrying out lots of work to manage the pandemic and support its older and vulnerable residents. However, this had not been clearly communicated across the city. Their ability to support senior leaders to identify what the issues were and develop solutions in a more strategic way was appreciated and relied upon. So when you hear things like that have been written, what does it mean to you to have been nominated for this award?
You hear it back and you then recognize the level of support you've given to others, the level of reassurance, and it just
to say the difference, Shaline. The difference that we've made. So I think Shaline and I use a phrase: we are the difference that makes the difference. Time unprecedented. We've never been through anything like this before, so everyone's trying to figure it out together. And we came in, and we technically were outsiders, so we're not part of that organization. So we have this bird's eye view, and being able to do the perceptual positions. This is what you're doing, this is what they're doing, what is it they need to see, hear and feel at this moment in time to know that you are supporting them during these challenging times. And so it's the difference to come out of a pandemic and for people to feel that their local authority supported them, gave them what they need, helped them buy the, you know, the food, their drugs, the medicine, whatever it was that they needed at that time. It's really important. You know, parents couldn't see the children and couldn't see their elderly parents. So knowing what you can and can't do and how you can be supported to do those things, I think is really powerful.
Alongside that, the staff that we were working alongside as well, for them to also feel reassured that they have support, and the support that's going to get them to be able to support those vulnerable people as well. So it makes us feel really proud. It makes us feel proud that we're able to share what we do with others and to make a difference, you know. So
absolutely, that's lovely, thank you. So you've already mentioned a couple of things. What one thing in your work do you think is making the difference?
I'd say our NLP.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd say our NLP. So I think Shaline and I we've worked like this for so long, Shaline and I, and then the NLP has brought another level to how we work. It's unlocked our abilities, and I think NLP is that thing that we use all day, every day. It's not something that comes out of a box and then we put it back in the box. It's who we are.
Yeah, I think we've embraced it, as Chris is saying. During the course, we'd done the work the weekend, and then I think we I can't remember the length of time, but I remember going on to the next, set of the course and seeing a massive change in just how my relationships were with people, relationships with people in my own house, and just not being so frustrated, or I just felt better. I felt better. And I think when you feel better within yourself, you can be better for others.
Yeah.
Because we were doing it at the same time, we grew together on that journey. I think if one of us had done it and the other one hadn't, it would have been a bit like lopsided. But because we were growing together, we could share that journey, we could see each other grow, we can then also support each other along that journey. Even that in itself was powerful. I remember saying to our instructor, I said, "Oh my gosh, it's really made a difference." Like, a bit like, I love anything that seems like it's magic, and to me it almost felt a bit magical, it really did.
It does. You do so much work on yourself with NLP, and I think that's the thing. The focus always starts within. So you're starting within. You're looking at your own beliefs. What stops you? Are you away from or a two person? And then so you have that context of, okay, this is where I am now. And so you engage differently. You listen in a different way. The active listening, actually listening to what people, and the unread and the unsaid as well. The unsaid is so important. So I think it has, how we interact is, Shaline and I have always been a strong partnership, and I think it's strengthened our partnership even more.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
That's
definitely.
so lovely. I mean, it's so clear between, the interaction between you is so clear to see. So thank you. So where would you like to see NLP, particularly in your work, in the future?
I'd really like to see people actually understanding the value. I don't think people really understand the value enough. And I think they've got this kind of like weird idea that it's only to do with like Paul McKenna or something like that. There's no real, okay, this is all like, you're just trying to get me to buy something. And because obviously we're in communications and we do marketing, they're like, oh, is it part of that? And I'm like, not really, actually. And in fact, we're not really doing marketing with you right now. We're just talking, actually. And people, I think they just see it as something that's not for them. I'm not sure why, because I think people just need to have a better understanding of what it can look like. I think they've got one perception that they've seen, and when you then begin to understand that it doesn't need to look like that, then it can do so many other things. I always remember, because I've been trained as a coach before, and I'd had coaching from someone who had NLP as can't say that properly. They were also an NLP practitioner.
Right.
And the difference between their coaching and the other coaching, it literally, it 10x my development.
It's so different. And I think also it's about the impact it can have on their lives. So if there's the misunderstanding of NLP, which they're not clear on, and then they're not clear on the impact, the difference it will make to them, their relationships, every single thing that you do. NLP, it's like you come out a different person. It's not even, and I don't mean that. What I mean, you come out just
even more.
Yeah, it's like you've been pumped up and you're glowy and shiny like a sun, and it's like you are your authentic self. You know where you are as a person, and you bring that authenticity to everything because you really know about yourself, and because you really are.
To do that.
And because you're so grounded and you know yourself, you're able to bring that to everyone else. So when you realize that actually it can change your life so profoundly in a way that the way you communicate, and people think communication is what we do for a business, but communication is how you talk to your loved one, how you talk to your partner every day, your children, your mum,
how you talk to yourself.
And how you talk to yourself is more important. Yes, definitely. That changes everything. It changes everything. So if they realize that actually I would come out knowing I can achieve anything, I would come out that.
And that goes back to magic.
Magic.
It is magic.
Golden sprinkles, Shaline, golden sprinkles. Magic and golden sprinkles. Beautiful.
Oh, that's so lovely. So thank you both, Kristianah and Shaline, for talking with me today. It's been a delight to connect with you. As I said, you are finalists in the business category. We will be announcing the winners live virtually or virtually live, whichever way around you want to look at it, on Friday the 13th of May. So Friday the 13th will be an auspicious day. So we very much look forward to seeing you there. And once again, congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you.